Hello, everyone. Happy New Year 2021. What do you think, huh? So I'm so excited to be back in the studio. We had a couple of weeks off for the holidays, and now we're back with more bright spots. And it's going to be a great season. We have some incredible guests scheduled, and we're kicking off the new year with a real wonderful guest. And I cannot wait to introduce you and give you a chance to get to know tonight's guest. But I'm curious about something. And as we get ready for this evening to begin, I'd love to know, are you a New Year's resolution kind of person? Do you make a New Year's resolution? You know, over the years, I guess I have made New Year's resolutions. I haven't always been successful at meeting those goals. And that's what I look at a New Year's resolution as. It's a goal, and a lot of people make them. A lot of people want to lose weight. Some people even want to gain weight. A lot of people want to get healthy or get fit or, fit into the latest, greatest fashion. Whatever it is, people make New Year's resolutions and they set goals for themselves. Well, over the last few years, what I've done is chosen a word to focus on for the year, a focus word that I kind of set myself up for the year that I'm going to focus on that, and that's going to drive pretty much everything that I do. And this year, my word is purpose. After praying about it and asking for guidance, what is the word that I'm to focus on this year? And truly, I believe purpose is that word. And not so much the purpose of my life, like what is my purpose? As a Christian, I know what my purpose is, but more, what is the purpose of the things that I'm doing in my life? What are the words that I'm speaking? Are they impulsive or do I speak with purpose? So that's truly what I'm thinking about as I start the new year. And I would love for you to interact with us tonight and tell us what you're thinking about this year. Do you have a word for the year? Or have you made a New Year's resolution or set a goal for this year? Share it with us. We'd love to talk about it. You know how this works. Comments below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you'd like to share your New Year's resolution, your goal, your focus word for the year, please share that with us as well, because we'd really love to talk about it and love to know how you're starting the new year. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce this evening's guest. This evening's guest is Linda P. Thompson. And Linda is an award-winning author, speaker, and life coach. She empowers individuals to be the best person ever by displaying a balance with work and everyday personal life. She assists them with goals designed for reinventing their lives and making positive changes. She's guided many individuals in making positive lifestyle changes, and she inspires individuals to be whole in every area of their life. She is a certified health and life coach, author, and speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the Bright Spot studio, Linda P. Thompson. Hi, Linda.
Hi there. Thank you, Bright Spot, for inviting me on tonight. I am so excited. This is a new year, and I just thank everyone for coming on tonight. And please interact with us.
Yes, let us know what you think, folks. So, Linda, we're talking about New Year's resolutions. How about you? Do you make a New Year's resolution or do you pick a focus word? How do you start the new year traditionally?
Well, I pick my word for this year is manifestation and collaboration. And I picked those words because from last year, 2020, that was a difficult year for a lot of us, but we had to remain positive, and I kind of set the foundation for last year, things that I wanted to see happen in 2021. So that's why I say manifestation of reaching as many people as I can over the world, spreading the message of positivity and wholeness.
I love it. That's great. So we have Liz Cook tuning in, and she says her goal is to get important papers organized so she's not going crazy when she needs one. Wow, I can sure relate to that, Liz. Isn't that the truth? So often when we need an important piece of paper, the holidays just ended and receipts are always something we're hunting for after the holidays. What did I do with that receipt? And if you didn't purchase a gift receipt or get a gift receipt with the gifts that you gave, and someone needs to return something, finding that receipt can really be a challenge. So, Liz, I totally get it. I really
Me
do.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I can identify with that.
Yeah. Being organized is something I strive for. One of the things I didn't talk about is, did you make a New Year's resolution last year? And if you did you meet those goals? So folks, as you're chiming in, talk about that a little bit too. Let us know if you met your goals from last year and maybe what those goals were. So who inspires you, Linda, or what inspires you?
What inspires me and was, well, number one, although they're not here anymore, were my parents. because I saw my parents, they were givers and they helped people in the community. They fed and clothed people. They were in ministry. So as a little girl, I saw them doing things, and I knew when I grew up, I wanted to be in the helping field as well. And that's why after in college, I went to school to be a public health social worker. In my last years, I was a public health social worker, working with single moms and families and dealing with a lot of situation and encouraging them and empowering them to be the best person that they can be. So I would say my parents.
And where are you located, Linda?
I'm located in North Carolina.
Oh,
And North Carolina is beautiful, a beautiful state with tons of beaches and mountains. It's a beautiful state.
so I know North Carolina very well. I lived in Hendersonville as a child, and my
Okay.
father, too, is a pastor. He pastored on the Eastern Seaboard. So he was over in the Wilmington area and near the Outer Banks. So they've retired just outside of Wilmington.
Okay. Yes, they have nice beaches as well.
Yes, yes. Beautiful area. North Carolina is really, in my opinion, the closest thing to heaven because you do have the beautiful mountains and the Piedmonts and the ocean. You can see it all in a day. Um,
That's true. That's true. And I love the water. I love the water. Mhm.
so, how did you go from social work into writing books and being a speaker? Tell us about that transition.
Okay. Well, in when while I was working was when I wrote my books. And I just found the time to do it. And knowing with the field that I was in and then with personal experiences, I knew that I had to get my message out to the people. Because like I said, I was used to working with single moms and families, and I know a lot of people need encouragement. And sometimes we don't get it from the people that we think we're gonna get it from. So that was why I wrote my books, because I knew that the messages, and especially at this time, a lot of people are losing hope, and they are very current for now what's going on, in people's lives today. So it was a pretty much although it was I had to work, and I was a caregiver at some point, and I'm married and I have a family and all that. I fitted in with God's help. He helped me do it while I was working and everything. And I have two books and a third book coming out in February, where I am a co-author in that book. And
So, tell us a little bit about your books.
Okay, both of my books are about the power of words. And as we know, words are powerful. Words either bring life or bring death. Words can make people feel good or make people feel bad. So, Speak Positive and Expect the Victory, both, and Jealousy or Envy Is There a Killer in You, both books can be read not in order of a chapter, but in order of how whatever topic you want to go to. Speak Positive and Expect the Victory, Words of Wisdom. There's different chapters on being single, parenting, grief, self-esteem, fitness. I try to cover a lot of areas that, we deal with from day to day, and Speak Positively and Expect the Victory, Words of Wisdom. Because like I said, words are powerful. And I'm one of those people, if you don't want to come true, don't say it. And Jealousy or Envy Is There a Killer in You, it also talks about words, the power of words, and how we don't have to compete or be jealous of anyone, because we all are special. And sometimes words hurt from the past. Maybe your parents might said you'll never be anything, or you might have been a broken a toxic relationship where you were told words that hurt. So those books are to uplift, and there's a lots of scriptures in both of the books, and they're very encouraging.
So, Linda, you recently received an award from Brainz Magazine. So, tell us about that and what that means to you.
Okay, Brainz Magazine, that honor, it was the 500 global list of experts, entrepreneurs, influencers, and business owners. I was chosen because of my work experience, being a public health social worker, being active in the community, and with my health and life coach. And he just, it was an honor. It was a really a surprise, a big surprise to me, and an honor. But it because of the things that I've done in the course of my life, that's amazing. And when I retired, the other award that I received was it was the Old North State Award. And my coworkers in 2018, when I retired from public health, they had nominated me for the Old North State Award, and that is according to your years of service and community volunteerism. So once again, that was another unexpected award, and I'm thankful for that. They went back from 1980 up to the present of all the things I've done.
So you retired from public health and now you full-time speak and write. About
See?
how many speaking engagements do you do in the course of a year?
Well, every month I speak at least twice. There's a event planner. She always put me on her program. And last year I did quite a few podcasts, spreading the messages of my messages are on hope and positivity. I just love encouraging people, and I love seeing people transform, from the start to the finish. And our audience, I would like to know, have they ever had any bad words spoken to them, or from the past that kind of stuck with them, and then they had to put those words out of their mind and replace it with positivity.
Yeah, and that's a tall order. So if you're talking to our audience today and there are people out there who do have those thoughts in their heads, because the things that are spoken to us do stick with us. They,
Yeah.
and I believe that the evil one uses those against us, to it just niggles in your brain, and tells you, well, you're not good enough, or because you did that, you're never going to be good enough. So what would your advice be to someone who is trying to replace those negative words with positive words? Do you have a process that you like to teach folks?
Yes, I would say, number one, we have to really, there's a scripture in the Bible that said that we are wonderfully and beautifully made. And some people have to learn to um, speak. I'm big into affirmation and declaration. And I feel that in order to change those words out, to get those critics out of your head, we need to replace it with I'm beautiful, or that's someone else's opinion, but that's not me. Just make some affirmation. And at first, it'll feel uncomfortable because of the negative things that have been spoken. But the more you say it, and I'm big into writing things down, write the opposite of what people say. And a lot of times when someone is around, I say, cancel that. You really didn't mean that. And a lot of times people jokingly would say, well, oh, I can't do anything right or whatever. But see, one thing I tell people, the atmosphere, when it gets out in the atmosphere, it doesn't know, oh, Linda didn't really mean that what she said. It would go out and start creating what you said. So we have to be very careful with our words. So replace it with positive words. And a lot of times we have to locate ourselves from people, remove ourselves from people who are negative, and speak negative things over our lives. And we have to just do the reverse, and really believe in ourselves, because I know what it feels like for someone to say bad things to you, and it does hurt your feelings, and it can lower your self-esteem. But we have to dig down deep and be around positive people and make those affirmation and read positive things to build you up.
I've read quite often that, especially women, our negative self talk is one of the things that really holds us back, and that we talk more negatively to ourselves than we ever would to our girlfriends, and even to strangers, that we our biggest enemy, so to speak. We beat ourselves up over the little things.
That's
But we constantly lift others up around us. Do you find that in your business as well? Do you find that is something that the folks you coach struggle with?
Well, that is very true. It's easy to lift someone else up, but sometimes you still don't feel that you're good enough. I see that a lot because there's a lot of women who are they're beautiful, but they don't see themselves that way. And and that's because of that inner voice. But we have to first of all get rid of that voice, and we have to really believe that we are someone. But yes, that happens a lot. And with being a child in childhood, a lot of times we're told no, that's not for girls. Girls can't do that. Boys do that. So at an early age, there are a lot of limitations put on women. And I think that's brought into adulthood, what we can't do, what we can't be. And we have to change that.
So we have a question from one of our watchers. Jamie asks, how do you overcome guilt for making yourself a priority? Boy, we struggle with that, don't we? That, we think self-care is selfish. How would you counsel someone about overcoming the guilt of making themselves a priority?
I would say what we have to do is, in order to overcome the guilt, is you have to really believe that it's okay. It is okay for me to take care of myself and that there be a balance. Yeah, we feel guilty because we take care of everybody else, but we let ourselves go. Been there, done that. And once you realize and you tell yourself, I'm with this too. I want to be around a while and I want to feel joy. I want to feel peace and I want to be strong and whole so that I can help someone, so I can continue to help someone. But there has to be a balance within ourselves. And we just have to tell ourselves it's okay. It's okay. And not feel guilty. And whoever we have to let people know that okay, it's my time now. And it might look selfish, but right now I'm looking out for me, but I still have time for you. And I think that would kind of lighten that load a little bit, but that is a number one thing right there. But once you get past feeling guilty, you're like, okay, wow, why didn't I do this before? You know, because that's what I did about 5 or 6 years ago because I took care of everybody else but myself. And then I'm like, oh my, this feels pretty good. So yeah, it's a little process, but once you get it, you'll love it. And it's okay. You tell yourself it's okay.
So, folks, if you'd like more information about Linda, her website is lindathompsonspeaker.com. Linda, you're also a coach. Do you have private coaching sessions? Do you teach events? Tell us a little bit about how you get out there in the world.
I do events. I do teaching on different topics, and on my website, the viewers can go to lindathompsonspeaker.com. I do have a 101. If someone really is going through a difficult time and needs someone to talk to, I would give them a complimentary session, 30-minute session, and we can talk. And that's no at no cost to them, just to see what's going on.
Okay, wonderful. So, Linda, is there anything that you would like to touch on that we haven't spoken about tonight?
I would just say to everyone, during this time of the pandemic, I would just tell everyone, don't isolate yourself from people. Reach out, especially if you know you're feeling down or a little hopeless or something like that. I always tell people it's okay to not be okay, but we just can't stay there. We have to navigate through that. So just reach out, be positive, and just be authentic, let your real self come out. Talk to someone that you can really talk to, that's going to help bring you through whatever you're going through, and just believe in yourself. And just start writing a journal, write things down in order to get your feelings out. And whatever you feel, your emotions are your emotions. There's not no right or wrong. But so just make a note of that and don't quit. Just keep pressing forward and know that you are special and you don't have to be alone. And on my website, there's a, a self-care assessment. It asks about 10 questions. So you can request that through the comment page or sign up at my email, at the email link, and I can send that to you. But just do not reach out to other people, but just know that you're not alone.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Linda P. Thompson, award-winning author, speaker, and life health coach. And you can go to her website. She has some free offerings there if you'd like to have a free complimentary session with Linda to talk things through. And there is a self-care assessment also that you can request at Linda's website. And this is the end of our first Bright Spots episode for 2021. Linda, you have been delightful. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We do have a special episode tomorrow evening. Golly, I just lost my train of thought. Lorraine Lane, who is the gratitude evangelist, is joining us again. She was with us in the fall and she's coming back tomorrow to share some exciting news. So if you're around tomorrow, please join us at 7:00. Linda, God bless you. Thank you. Please keep doing what you're doing and spreading that positivity. That's right up my alley and I love it. You're definitely a bright spot in our world. And I'm so glad you took the time to spend with us this evening.
And thank you. And thanks also to the audience for being there. Thank you.